Smells like bopping guys in here.
What's bopping, guys? Welcome back to the podcast.
Oh, the Hear Me Out podcast. I'm your host, Michael Miller.
And I'm your co-host, Prithviraj. We're actually both co-hosts. I'm Prithviraj.
Yeah, I'm my bad. I misspoke.
And here on the podcast, the Hear Me Out podcast, hosted by Prithviraj and Michael Miller, we answer your questions, your conundrums, your queries, all of those things.
All of the like.
Exactly, and we give you advice, whether that's a sticky relationship situation, whether it's a family situation, whether it's I don't know how to tie a tie.
Anything. We've answered questions all the way from chicken nuggets to cheating, so...
very good.
You know me, we out here.
Yeah. And so, you can submit all of your questions to two links. You can find those links on our Twitter.
What is our Twitter?
Our Twitter is @podcasthmo.
Decent.
And one of the links is our email, which is podcasthearmeout@gmail.com.
Yep.
And the second link on there is a tiny URL, which is tinyurl.com/podcasthmo.
And what can we find with those links?
You can find places that you can submit questions to us. And by the way, all of the questions you submit, them bitches anonymous.
Nah.
Yeah.
You messing with
them
me, dog.
bitches anonymous.
Yo.
For show. For show. Yeah. We give you fake names. On the podcast, and the tiny URL gives you an option to
submit your name, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
to.
The emails, I guess your email would go through, but we'll make it anonymous anyway. We don't want anyone getting exposed on the podcast, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And, so is that ready?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get into it.
Yep.
Tricks, cool tricks, you got me now. Cool tricks, you got me now. This is the Hear Me Out podcast. With Prithviraj Pandar and Michael Miller.
Giunta.
What a guy, what a man.
You can find all of Steven Giunta stuff, and his name is also Ardmore.
Yes.
At soundcloud.com/itsardmore. That's soundcloud.com/itsardmore.
M-O-R-E.
And, by the way, we've got a special guest in the studio today.
What's up?
This is Ethan St. Germain. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, this is Ethan.
Hi guys.
This man has been sitting here. He's been sitting here in almost silence for like 5 minutes, waiting to be introduced on the podcast.
His big intro was, "Hi guys."
First impressions aren't everything. Can we just
It's fine.
I'm sorry.
Move past it or whatever.
That was terrible.
What gracious hosts. Hey, then you're awful.
Also, I said studio, but we're still in my room, by the way, facing the map.
Nothing is upgraded.
Yeah.
Since episode 1.
I don't know. We got these cool new stands for our mics. Those are pretty nice.
By the way, if you listen to the last episode, it's the same setup that we described in the last episode.
That Alyssa described in the last episode. Yeah.
But yeah, check out all of Steven's stuff on SoundCloud.
Definitely.
Because he makes originals, he makes remixes, and he has a great taste in music.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Really great guy.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I've worked with him a few times. He's really, really, really amazing.
Yeah.
Great work.
What is it like working with him?
What kind of person is he? Yeah.
I mean, it's like he's very detail oriented, which is like when I worked with him, I'm like way not, and I like think way more conceptually than he does. So it's like pretty like incredible watching him work and like watching him be as meticulous as he is.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
I feel that.
And you can hear it in his music too.
Yeah,
like
for
there's
sure.
no moment that's like
everything is like he understands exactly what is what is going on.
Like the song is already written in his head before he puts it onto his like computer or wherever he puts it.
Which is something pretty cool. I wish I could do that with like my essays and shit and be like, because I'm kind of like Ethan when it comes to that. I've got all the concepts.
Yeah.
But all the details.
Well, I figured out because like I'm a really good speaker and I'm like really like as like a person like persuasive when I need to be. So like I learned that like when it comes to writing papers, I just like speak it and just write down what I would say, and it comes out way better than if I was like trying to write it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Especially when it's when you know your audience and all that shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, should we just get into the first question? Yeah. What's the theme for this episode?
What's the theme, buddy?
U.S. presidents.
U.S. Why'd you say
Alright.
like you were on like a game show or something?
Because I asked you guys for advice on like what I should pick, and you guys said no, just
Because
make
you
a decision.
didn't.
And I know
We told you to submit your question to
I
the.
already
tiny
know
URL.
who was the, I'm over it. I'm over it. Fucking U.S. presidents.
All right, McKinley writes.
Oh, not McKinley.
Oh, McKinley. Everyone
His
knows
economic
why
policy was absolutely horrendous.
Well, no, the thing
Yeah,
is,
really
it's
goes
a.
big toe.
All right, listen, it's a female, and
Oh.
like the question is from a female.
Well, then, what if we said like?
We'll go closest thing. Wow.
What's up? Make a political statement right now. Go
no.
ahead, say it.
You're gonna make a political
I'm with
statement
her.
on
Go ahead. Go ahead.
podcast.
Go ahead. Say it.
I'm actually a Bernie bro. So.
Oh, Bernie, bro.
Yo, let's get it.
Okay,
but anyway,
let's go Franklin Pierce.
The fuck?
I've never heard of him.
I'm pretty sure he was that president that was like president for a month. Let me look it up.
Oh, what?
Franklin, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh my gosh. He was the 14th president of the United States.
You know what I learned that I didn't actually know? You can be president for 10 years.
How?
Oh yeah.
If you're the
Yeah,
vice
yeah.
president and the president dies and you serve 2 years, you can then run for 2 terms. So, like, you could be president for a max of 2 years.
10?
I'm sorry, 10 years.
2
An
years.
additional 2
What a
years. Oh,
short
God.
run.
What is... Yeah,
Oh god,
that'd be-
I wish.
Whoa, what is that?
Hmm?
We don't... What's up?
What?
What was that?
William Henry Harrison.
Okay, cool.
He was.
Can you... How about you
president-
just say, like, George Washington or some shit?
JFK died in office.
JFK.
William Henry
He
fucking
didn't like
Harrison.
die in the Oval Office. He died in a car.
Alexander Hamilton wasn't the president.
He was not a president.
But he knew one.
Can we just please do William? I spent so much time looking that up.
Whatever, dude.
George Washington Carver. I was hoping that was gonna be your answer, but
George Washington Carver.
whatever. I'm over
Why'd
it.
you say it like that? Why were you twisting your hair? And why'd
What's
you
up?
say it like that?
What's up?
Ah.
Okay, alright.
Cool.
All right.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I just realized we're
That
doing a
was
podcast
so
right now. We
hilarious.
just went on like a rant.
It's 2 a.m. currently. We're
It's
recording
actually 1:55. Like, I don't mean to timestamp us, but
this. Oh yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna be honest, if we're gonna be honest,
if we're gonna
But
be real with you guys.
Bitch ass McGee over here, Ethan St. Germain.
I'm really
Fucking
busy
Christ.
tomorrow, guys. I don't know if I can record
I
in the
gotta
morning.
so many
I do. I'm leaving to go back to college, School of Rooney, and I don't have time to do silly things like this all the time. So I made time at 2 a.m. to do this, and I'd appreciate a little more goddamn gratitude.
Hey guys, Ethan.
All right. William Henry Harrison writes, "How do I know if a guy likes me over text?
Oh.
He lives far away, and we have been texting for a month or so. He responds to text pretty quick, and we have super fun convos, but he never initiates them. He also doesn't ask about me too often. I usually just tell him. Does he have feelings for me? Sincerely, William Henry Harrison."
Oh.
Why do
Okay,
you respond to all the
well,
questions? You're like, ugh.
Oh, I tug
Yeah.
on my collar. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, I mean, there's definitely they at the very least they enjoy you as like a friend or something if you're having these good conversations
Yeah.
like on the regular. But also the fact that they're not usually like initiating these conversations is where I'm like getting tripped up a little bit.
It might just be like a situation where they're not used to initiating
yeah.
conversations or texting a girl.
Some
maybe.
people just aren't like socially like there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, but I think if he was interested in you, he'd like show some amount of interest, and it doesn't sound like that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, and which is upsetting.
but I'm willing to give this guy like the benefit of the doubt in the aspect where like maybe he just needs someone to communicate to him that he isn't like holding up his end of this
That's true.
relationship, as it were.
Yeah.
And also, like, he lives far away, and like maybe he's not like. I was gonna say like, oh, that nothing can substitute like just talking to them and
Yeah.
like asking them what's going on in their heads.
Yeah.
But because he lives far, I didn't. Yeah, that's difficult.
I
Why are
don't
you
know.
pursuing someone who lives so far away that like you haven't?
Maybe
That's
they're a
also, like,
cutie.
thing.
Maybe they got a fatty.
I mean, perhaps.
I
Like-
suppose that would be one reason. But,
but
well, no, but like for me personally, like I'm the worst at like telling when anyone's like likes me.
Oh yeah.
So if they're not like, if they don't like say like I like you, I'll just be like whatever, and like just never even consider it.
Yeah.
So that could be, this person could be very similar in that aspect, and just be like, oh, this is just my homie who lives a little far away, and we talk sometimes. We have good convos.
perhaps.
Yeah.
I think bottom line, like it would just be disastrous if you got too hung up on this person, especially since like you know, I mean, they live
Yeah.
far away. It's not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
nothing too promising was
Yeah.
said in the question, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
I mean, you never know, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
In this aspect and atmosphere and world of texting, right?
Yeah.
William Henry Harrison notes that he responds to text pretty quick, and we have super fun convos. The only problem is that he never initiates them.
Well, maybe he's just used to her always initiating them and doesn't think he has to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe he doesn't want to bother her.
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks you're busy. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't want to interrupt your day.
Yeah,
so
maybe you ghost him maybe you just ghost on him for a little bit. Wait for him to
maybe somewhere slip it in that you enjoy speaking with that person and then ghost them for a little bit.
Yeah.
And also make an effort to go see them even if they are far away.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the distance obviously, but
yeah.
If they're a 20-minute drive and that's what is far away to you, make the effort and then
There's straight up people who that I live in New York, I live in Cali, but they were gonna make it work.
Yeah.
And so if they live in the state, you're probably gonna be okay when it comes to that stuff, especially with the internet now. You have FaceTime and Skype and all that.
Yeah, I was about to say the next step for you if you want to continue this. What?
No, FaceTime and Skype. That's genius.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the next step for you is eventually start talking on the phone and then graduating to FaceTiming or whatever like that, or vice versa. Just so that you have that face-to-face connection, which is super important, because if you have a relationship that solely exists over text, it's not I wouldn't consider that a real relationship.
100%.
I completely agree.
100%.
There can only be so much intimacy.
Can't live on words on a page on a screen.
There needs to be some level of physical communication as well as that.
Even if it is just FaceTime, that's
right. You can. There's still that that it's more than just being lol.
Cause
sent with confetti.
Yeah. right.
Cause I'm definitely. Cause you can't. The only way to convey emojis through FaceTime is with your face. I don't know why I said it like that. I was gonna say.
Are you okay? I saw you lose your train of thought, so that's why I'm chiming in right now. Yeah, are you alright?
What's up?
Okay,
all
right.
I just got wide.
Yeah, he's okay. Stop touching.
I was
me,
gonna
please.
say that you're gonna be more nervous FaceTiming when you are texting, and that shows a little bit more and if they're gonna be nervous too.
Oh yeah, you can definitely read more about what's going on. Mm-hmm. You can see how they're reacting. Because I definitely feel especially guys are pretty shitty at talking to girls as a species.
Yeah.
So when you get to maybe he's out here crafting these texts for you, and you get on FaceTime and he's struggling. You know what I mean? He doesn't have time to think it through and stuff.
I feel that guys who are right off the bat smooth talking, really good at talking to girls, are usually players.
Well, I watched it was a TED Talk or something about this, and it was some percentage. I don't want to say exact. I don't remember. Something 10% of guys are like that, and then the other 90 are not necessarily inverted, but they just don't seek out girls to bother them during their day. You know what I mean? Just so when girls are oh, they have to come up and talk to me or they want to tell me, well then the only guys you're getting are that 10%.
Yeah, and that 10%,
do that
10% are those guys that are where's my hug?
Oh my god, that kind of guy.
Yeah. Where's
you
my
hug? Him out of your
Frack, dude. Nice vocab, very nice.
While we're at this lull, what is okay? So what's your policy on lotion in the studio? Because I see lotion over there. My hands are a little dry, and I would like to
lotion it up, but preferably when it makes that.
You.
Do it right next to the
ASMR.
ASMR.
There's just nothing.
So it didn't work. It's not.
No, you gotta get a little in and go.
You're doing that with your mouth.
What? What's up?
Oh my god. Thank you for the lotion. I really appreciate it.
I know, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, by the way, everyone who's listening, this is Cetaphil.
Guys, Cetaphil.
This episode is sponsored by Cetaphil. Moisturizing lotion for all skin types, lightweight hydration for everyday use, fragrance free.
Hell yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, so I see how good we are at that. So if you want to us to sponsor your stuff, just you have our email. We'll do it.
Okay, but back to the question. I think life is a lie. Don't put too much pressure on it.
I thought you were gonna be it's not worth it. We're all gonna die
anyway. Life is a lie. It's not real. We're in the Matrix. It's fucking code, dude.
This is a computer program currently.
That's funny.
We probably are. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, but I think we've stated our opinions on it.
One last thing I'll say.
Yeah.
Is when William Henry Harrison says He also doesn't ask about me too often. I usually just tell him. Maybe you should just address that. It's probably easier to do that over text. Just be like, hey, like it would seem really confrontational, and maybe it'd like scare him away.
Oh yeah. Don't be
100%.
Be like, hey,
I mean, like,
how come
just
you never
slip
ask
it-
about me?
Where's my hug?
The thing you run the risk of sounding like
Very
the first thing that
needy.
comes to my mind is like the the overly attached girlfriend.
Yeah,
that,
oh,
movie
yeah,
from like
yeah,
2011.
Yeah.
First thing that comes to my mind is that, and like so you come off sounding like that is my guess. But
Yeah,
I mean
That's true.
I totally understand
and the
that.
goal for anything shouldn't be like, oh, I want them to ask about me. The goal should be like, I want them to take genuine interest in who I am,
Yeah.
rather than I tell you to ask about me, so now you're
Yeah.
asking about me.
And so
And texts are not a good representation of who this guy is. So I'm
That's
not gonna
true.
say he's like
That's very true.
like selfish for not asking about you. Maybe he's just a weird texter and doesn't, and that's just not where he lives in like terms of his
you
personality.
also have to consider he could be one of those guys who like, cause some dudes just like don't talk that much, but they just
True.
listen and they like intake and like want to hear about your stuff, but
Of
they
course.
just don't want to talk about their stuff.
Yeah, I used to be like that. I used to be a very like I have a bunch of walls up,
Yeah.
and then I don't know, like eventually just as it got more and more comfortable, and it took a lot of forcing by the other person to like force through those walls to like,
right.
and like now it's just like a lot of like being comfortable, but those walls are only gonna come down if there's a little bit of give from the other side. So
Right.
so the other person
Takes
has
two to
be
tango.
willing. Exactly.
Takes two to tango. So yeah, I think that's the final point of our
Yeah.
question is takes two to tango.
Good
Hope
luck,
we helped.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep us updated, William Henry Harrison. We love you. Thank you for sending in a
Thank
question
you
to
for
the
your
podcast.
service in
Yep.
the country.
Do you want to read this question, Ethan Sankerman?
Sure, yeah. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So who's this president?
Who's president?
This one is definitely
Yeah. It's like I know
Wait.
George and Abraham.
Wait. Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
I'm sorry, I'm not looking it up. We don't have all day.
Oh
either.
my God, this guy has like a picture of all the presidents.
Oh my God.
Is
okay.
Obama on this one?
No.
Outdated.
George
Nah.
W.
By the way, he just pulled out like a slip that has like all the
It's a
presidents
ruler.
on it. Oh,
It's a
that's
ruler with all
ridiculous.
the presidents on it.
Okay, I just need to make sure I get the first name. Okay.
Chester.
So our boy, we all know him. Chester A. Arthur, big old 21. We're all thinking it.
All right.
So okay, here's the question: can you hit on a girl you're not friends with? There's this girl who rides my bus with me. I'm in high school. That was in parentheses, by the way. And I'll be honest, I think she's pretty, and I'd like to approach her. The thing is, if I approach her out of the blue on the bus, it'll be quite. Sorry, I just read that as blue balls in my head. It'll be quite obvious that I'm doing it because I think she is attractive. Is that okay? Or will it be weird since we are not friends? We have never spoken before. I don't even know her name. Also, I think it's important to note that I don't plan to be weird or rude about it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not like that. I'll just go up to her and try to start a conversation. I want to clarify. I'm the same guy from the last question.
So this guy, I want to clarify.
Oh.
This guy submitted that first half of that question, then he submitted another question.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so this is the second question they submitted.
Yeah.
I want to clarify. I'm the same guy from the last question. I'm not going to hit her. I'm going to hit on her as an approach her, flirt with her.
Etc.
I like how he submitted a second question to like be like, oh God, that sounds like I'm gonna.
Sincerely, Chester A. Arthur.
No, but there are like definitely some people I see in life, and I'm just like, I want to hit you.
Yeah.
You just have that kind of face. That's just
Oh no,
upsetting.
there's like there's some people like when they like we're really good friends, but like when they do certain things, I just want to fucking like hit them in the face.
Oh
Yeah.
my
like,
God.
Like right now, God, right now, what did you just?
No, I think it's interesting because there's always people like that. You just like out in public and you see, right?
Yeah.
But like,
You just want to fucking slug them.
yeah. you just wanna-
Oh, I thought you were going to the actual question now, but no, we're still on the hitting thing. Honestly, there are some people like that.
No, but like seriously, there's some people like, oh, they're cute, but like you also don't know their name. There's people like that who like, okay, I'm not gonna.
Isn't that like a lot of people? Like you think that they're cute, but you don't know their name.
There's
It's just a
been-
stranger, right?
There's this one girl, in the musical. I don't know her name, and I'm not gonna say if she's in what like part of the musical she's in, whether that be ensemble or tech or a audience member or like any part of it. But like I've seen her multiple times, and like I'm like, oh, she's cute, and I don't know her name, but like she's definitely like called me by name, but like
I mean, I'm not surprised you're playing like the dude of the show. They would probably know your name.
Yeah.
Of course, but like.
All right.
Relax. Okay? I was just. Facts.
Here's what you do. You tell me, and I'll be like, hey.
No, I like
what's
if
your
you
name?
if you ask me right now what she looks like, I couldn't tell you. Like that's how
What
bad
the
it
fuck?
is.
What
What?
you
But
think you
but
do?
I know that there's a person that when I see her, I'm like, oh, she's cute. But I don't know like what she looks
Do
like.
you know what role she is in the show? Like what she like does in regards to the show? Don't like, say it on this podcast.
No, I don't. Like
Well,
actually,
this is zero help.
like no, I've seen them before.
You're
I've seen
basically
her
saying
before
that they're
Wait,
an
and you
entity.
also said that she might be in the audience. So like, how often have you seen this girl?
twice. But both times she was like really nice to me, and I'm like, oh, she's cute.
So she's probably not in the cast.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I think she might. Wait,
What the fuck, man?
I'm sorry. I feel like an awful person right now. No, she's not in the cast. She's not in the cast. She's not in the cast.
You're
I
the
don't think.
worst.
I don't think she's in tech.
Ugh.
I'm not sure.
Whatever, man.
Fuck.
Well, that's it then. Then that's.
All right, guys. It's been
Thanks
a
for
great podcast.
thanks for that awesome tangent, buddy.
I'm sorry. Back to the question. Long story short, there's people like that.
So you're hitting the girl that's on the.
One of the mics just fell because Ethan just like knocked
I
it
didn't
over.
mean
Whatever.
to.
Yeah, whatever. Sorry for that big like. You probably got like a
Should sound like a transformer up in this bitch.
meta. Fuck.
What?
No.
Yes.
No. So okay, can you hit a girl that you're not? Can you hit on a girl you're
Can
not?
you hit a
regular-
girl if you don't know her name? Yes.
Well, okay. I
And he
think.
goes on the bus.
Okay, I think honestly,
Her name's Rosa.
her name's Rosa. So Rosa and President Arthur, 21st president, Chester Arthur,
Bitch ass name.
He has a bitch ass name.
Chester
right?
Arthur.
Rosa.
he got
Two
bullied.
first names.
You know his ass got like.
Hey, yo, Chester Arthur.
And then when he was the president, he was like fucking with their shit, like passing legislation, just like fuck with them. They grew up to be dairy farmers, just placing sanctions on dairy. I'm sorry. No, okay, can you hit on a girl when you're not friends? So I think you. It's good because you see her regularly, so you already have like the hey, I see you like around like a lot. It's
Yeah.
not just like
Yeah.
someone you've seen like once,
Yeah.
you know, and she's probably seen you too,
Mm-hmm.
or you're invisible to her.
Yeah. What I'm thinking is.
Has there been that like mutual like smile where you like, hey?
Yeah. Like, does she even know you exist?
I think that'd be your first step. Is
Yeah,
to
that's
figure
what I was
that one
saying.
out.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, I read this one thing. It was on it was like a big like post on Reddit or something, and it was like one time I was on the bus and it stopped suddenly, and this girl fell into my arms and I caught her, and the whole bus cheered. So
you
like,
sent me that. You sent me
yeah.
What?
Well, that's the thing. It was like a screenshot of like something from Tumblr, and like
Yeah.
that's the kind of shit they do on Tumblr. They're like, one, I can tell when I get a bloody nose. So one time I knew one was coming on, and I looked at my friend and said, "Hail Satan!" And then my nose started bleeding, and the whole class is scared of me now. Like they always do, like the whole community or whatever. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
Like
And
it's
so
something out of a fucking movie. Or
Yeah, yeah.
I was
So
gonna
I
say
feel
it
like
sounded exactly.
they'll be like, and the whole class picked me up on their shoulders and chanted my name, like Chester,
Oh.
Arthur, Chester, Arthur. But
That shit did
so
not
yeah,
happen.
so my point by that is saying like just do something on
What
the
was his
bus,
party?
as in like if the bus
Republican.
like just walk up, guys, stop looking at Chester Arthur. I'm trying to answer the question. So I like images like Chester Arthur is
He has a
sexy.
kick-ass
What the?
mustache.
Yeah, you're gonna want to find out her political party before you go any further.
No, but if you're in a position where you can use the internet, look up Chester A. Arthur, and this man's facial hair is
Outstanding.
it's impeccable.
Absolutely phenomenal. Why'd you put sexy in front of his name?
What do you mean?
Never mind.
When?
What? Did you put sexy in front of gestures?
No, I didn't.
Okay, then you went on images, whatever.
Okay, so here's the thing. So you have the in with her because you ride the bus. I think it's not okay. They're just talking. It's the whole. So you can. All right. Okay. So you can. Yeah. I think that's how you honestly, and like at least. All right. I just started college, and that's how like you have to start meeting people is just
Yeah.
by going up to them and just putting yourself out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, it's good for like
That's
exposure because like
terrifying.
it is terrifying, but like I mean, unfortunately, that's it's the world. It's kind of hard to meet. People
I think I'd be
unless-
okay with it. Because I know that everyone else in that same situation. Where they're
That's,
like, oh,
that's the
fuck.
thing that's kind of comforting, and like no one remembers you, and you don't remember anyone. So
Exactly.
it's like if-
everyone else is like,
Because you're fucking hammered.
yeah, yeah.
I just
No.
put a Zan and another Zan and
Big
another
ass
Zan.
Zan.
Oh,
Big ass
man.
Zan. So
sorry, Jesus, we got
yeah.
a lot of
That was
tangents on this
ridiculous.
It's
question.
fine. Tangents are fine.
Just don't get like obviously.
What's the equation for a tangent line?
God damn it.
Sine, cosine, sine, cosine, cosine, sine, sine.
In English, please. Cincinnati. Oh God, our audio got really small there. Sorry if that got quiet, guys.
That's because we were all leaning back.
We all leaned back and we were like,
Okay, well, some of you were leaning back. There was someone that was, sitting up straight, and I was not sitting up straight. Okay. So I'm sorry for wasting your guys' time. So I think, I think you have a pretty good shot here.
Yeah, I mean, just go up to her.
I'm gonna say this guy does not have a good shot.
Really?
Because this person is in high school, right? Let's be honest. If
Yeah.
you go up to a high school girl and you go, hey, I'm Prithvi, and I noticed you're really attractive, and
You wouldn't say
that's
like
not how you start.
You
the
would
thing.
walk up. Let me
You
tell
go up
you.
and you
here's
say,
the-
hey, I see you on my bus, and I'm this person. I'm Prithvi, and
I'm this
I'd
person.
like to just
First of all, if she doesn't sit with anyone, just walk up one day and be like, "Hey, is a seat taken?" And then just sit
strike
with
up
her.
a fucking conversation.
yeah, but it's already like halfway through the year, so like this person you already know how you have like assigned seats on a bus.
Yeah, but that
You have assigned seats on a
No,
bus?
but like you have like unofficial assigned seats.
Word to Rosa.
You know, like you sit in the same spot. Every
I
day.
feel you on. Okay,
I've driven to school since sophomore year, so I don't.
Yeah, I also drove to school. Like, I'm
Yeah.
an adult.
I drive to school now. I just went on the bus last year.
I saw you on the bus yesterday.
No.
You said I'm gonna be late for the bus, guys. That's what you said. Yeah, you did.
I feel you with the assigned seats thing, though. Okay, if you're gonna cry, I'm not gonna be a guest on this podcast.
If you're gonna be like a whining bitch, I'm not gonna. No, but just strike a conversation. I think people in high school make a way bigger deal out of talking to people than it has to be.
I think it's not as bad as like.
But I feel like it's not that unfathomable because people are so judgmental.
But I think that animosity that's going on, like what you're saying, is like. I'm gonna say a solid 85% of it is created in your head.
Yeah.
And
I can get over it.
And like yeah, like there will be like a little weirdness because like yeah, you go up to anyone you don't know, it's gonna be like a little like off-putting. Yeah. But I mean like once you start a conversation, you just ask her a question just about life. Then
it's all about getting the fuck out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, for sure. It's just about being out there, being yourself, and just going for it.
Since like senior year started,
just fucking go for it, man.
Ever since senior year started, I found it a lot easier to like talk to.
I've given so many less fucks this year. Like as soon as senior year started, every time I start to get nervous about something, I'm like, yeah, but it's senior year though, and I just do it then.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's like still some situations where I get nervous. It's like that one lunch lady.
Oh my god.
The eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so pretty.
And like
she's beautiful.
The way she lets you go, and like puts the beans on the. Sorry.
He just got off on a tangent. It's fine. So yeah, to answer your question.
Was her name Tangent?
Well, this person has multiple questions.
Wait, what are the other questions?
One question is that okay? And one of the other questions is, or will it be weird since we are not friends?
Oh no, well yeah, how are you gonna make friends though? Yeah. Think about any of the people that you can now consider like friends in your life. Think back like 20 years. Were you friends with them?
20 years?
Yeah. Were you friends with them? No. You didn't even know they existed.
20.
Exactly. That's all of the people you know you had to meet.
We could go back like 10 years.
As close as you are with anybody, you had to meet.
The thing is, though, you're forced into these groups in which you're forced to spend time with each other. Whereas once you get to really okay, but it's like
in some situations that's definitely the case.
Like think about choir. Others. Like you don't really have a choice but to be friends with the people that you're in choir with, and similar with like a track team or cross country team or whatever.
Do you guys sing?
No. Never. That's stupid.
Oh yeah.
She's gay.
Can we start a barbershop triplet with like us three?
Yeah, dude. We can totally I'm on board with that.
Fuck off, dude. Whatever.
Oh my god.
I just wanted a haircut, man. That's all I'm saying. I need a fresh line. Oh, by the way, shout out to Hieroglyphics, the barbershop. I've never been there, but one time when I was a freshman, a senior told me to hit it up and they'd line me up real nice. So if you ever need a good lineup, Hieroglyphics, it's in a really bad neighborhood, but you can just
4 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, I still remembered it. Yeah. Nick Sander. If you guys remember him.
Sander?
Yeah, he was white, so I don't know how like
No, not at all.
He was 2 grades old, a year older than you, I think.
Yeah,
he was a year older than you.
What did he like do? Like what
he was just in base course.
He was in base course, yeah.
Is it okay that we're saying his name on this?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
He was in varsity his senior year.
Not that like he. Oh.
He's like really into mechanics. He's really into mechanics.
Yeah, no, I know him.
Hey, he's cool. He's really funny.
Yeah, I didn't know him at all.
I always got along with him except for when he was with the main prom in varsity that year.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say his name on the podcast.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Let's move on.
You know the instrument you have to play?
Oh.
And usually the mouthpiece is called a... Yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
What's that?
Nothing.
I'll just go up and try to start a conversation. I think that's the best course of action.
Yeah, just have a couple jokes in your head, but don't like plan out like, well, how about that airplane food? Like some jokes as in like,
yeah, and you have to do that for like,
man, this bus driver's ugly.
You're gonna be in so many situations.
Don't say that.
Oh my god.
Do they deserve love?
Coming soon.
You just have to find a bunch of stuff that you guys have in common.
Yeah.
And that's something you're gonna need to do for like the rest of your life in some respect. Like sometimes the community is gonna be given to you,
right?
And sometimes you're gonna have to like find that, and so I mean it's not.
And I understand that can be scary, but like you also have to remember like we're all people, and especially when you're in high school, there's so much in common with that alone,
and nothing matters.
And that adolescence.
Oh my god.
Everyone. I think there's a point in high school where everyone's looking for something new.
So many people are looking in the mirror to make sure that no one else can notice an imperfection with them, that no one's actually looking at them to notice the imperfections that are there. Yeah. Like, it didn't sound good, but visualize it.
No, I kind of wanted that to settle in, though. I'm glad we had a little silence there. That was profound.
Like, I didn't say it right, but you know what I mean. And if you visualize it, like, if everyone's looking at the mirror to make sure they're perfect, no one's looking at you anyway, so what's the point of looking in the mirror?
Yeah. Just, look at their butts and whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right, so we're about at the halfway mark. We're going to move on from this question. So, yeah, just...
Beloved
good luck.
Middle section. Yeah, thanks for the question.
Thank you so much for submitting. Chester
Get
Arthur.
a new name, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, middle section.
So, the middle section is usually where we answer some sillier questions.
We're just going to talk about stuff. I think we've got a lot of interesting things to communicate
about. And also,
about.
since it's like 2:20 a.m.
Yeah, we're going to have some... these are deep conversation hours.
Yeah.
Oh my god, are we... Oh, if we're going there, I'm like,
we can
okay
go there, why not?
Alright.
Like, let's just see where it goes.
The first question is, do ugly people deserve love and sex?
Why would you even ask that? We all know the fucking answer to that. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying.
Right.
Like,
I don't think we even need to say it.
We're all on the same page.
I think everyone understands.
Yeah, alright, next question.
Alright.
Cool. What kind of bra/panties is sexiest? I want to make my boyfriend's jaw drop.
Oh, jeez.
Well, you're gonna want to go with, like, a plaid look.
Yeah, a plaid. I was thinking, like, contrasting colors and patterns of checkers.
Yeah, you get an orange and black top to go along with, like, a chartreuse and violet bottom.
Yeah.
All in plaid with a little, like, overlay of, like, polka dots on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be really nice. Yeah. Or if you want to get, like, personal and, like, show that, like, you really, like, know him, what you could do is you could get, like, printouts of his like father's face on them.
Yeah, and all of his loved ones.
Very good. Yeah. Maybe you could like get a swatch of his like skin color and like make it his skin color.
So his like high school diploma into it. Just ruin the piece of paper.
Also, my god. I was thinking maybe like laminate.
Lamination,
dude.
Oh god, my jaw would be on the floor.
Some of his family photos.
Like, baby pictures, like naked baby pictures of like his mom.
Oh god, yes. Yeah. But like, don't tell him till like after. Don't tell him till after the deed is done that it's his mom though. Yeah. He probably won't recognize the baby.
Yeah, and tell him they're like of you.
This was me when I was younger.
And like, it should still be. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Then him calling you baby would have a whole other connotation.
Oh god.
Yike. Did you want to go here? I'm sorry if we went here and then it was my
fault. Guys, we're really sorry. Yeah, it is your fault, but it's whatever.
I'm sorry. Things happen.
The fault in our guests.
So let's move on to the next thing, I guess.
Wow, whatever. We're blowing through this middle section.
This week has been a big week. It's been a big week because of that cast. Yeah.
This Lion King cast is stacked. Let me look it up.
Okay, guys. So if you don't know, Disney's making a live-action Lion King film, and the cast list so far is amazing.
Okay, I think you're gonna want to tell them what Disney is, just to give them like background.
Okay, so Disney is a multinational corporation. Don't trust them. They are out for themselves and their own money. What's the issue?
All right, so the cast goes as follows.
Oh god,
this is gonna be insane.
Simba is
Donald Glover.
Nala is
Beyonce Knowles.
Mufasa is
James Earl Jones.
Tar.
How did you read some? Chitari?
Isn't that Chiwetel?
Ain't that the villain from Avengers?
I don't know. Yeah, that's
he's Black Panther, right?
Yeah, Black Panther, and he was
Yo, they got Black Panther?
Yeah, playing Scar.
What else was he in though? He was in Contagion. He was in
Yikes, whatever.
He was in 12 Years a Slave, right?
Yeah, he was the main guy in 12 Years a Slave. Yeah. I don't know how to say his name. Playing.
Funny story that I just thought of.
You were a slave for 12 years?
No, 14. But
okay.
Yeah, I got called into the dean's office
Uh
today.
oh.
Why?
You parked
so-
next to Clap Off, right?
Yeah.
What?
So there was like traffic on the way to school, so a lot of people were late today because they're doing construction on Eola. And so I parked in the teacher lot, and the car that was right behind me pulling into school was Dean Klapoff, which is like our dean, right? And I pull into a parking spot, and he pulls into the parking spot right next to me in the teacher lot, and I just waved to him, and then I got out of my car and walked into school.
That took balls, though.
I didn't know what I was.
What's your balls? You're Dean, dude. You're fucking God.
Did you vape at him too?
You take your jewel, bro, and like
You go. Hey, can you roll down your window?
Like, oh, what's up, dude?
He's like,
oh my
Wanna
God.
hit?
oh my God.
Well,
fucking-
either way, cheers to you because that
That's
does
awesome.
take
Yeah,
some
but then I
courage.
got called in, and he was like, "Hey, like, you know what you did." I was like, "Yeah, I know. I parked in the teacher lot." He was like, "Yeah, it's spiking.
Stop.
It's spiking is all."
It's spiking.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's just
I hate
whining.
people with spiked hair.
Ow.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to. This is just a warning, but I'm gonna have to call your mom." And then he called. My
Really?
Mom. Yeah.
What did she say? She said,
No, like I texted my mom like as soon as I found out, I was like, "Hey, Dean Klapoff is gonna call you because I've been a naughty boy." And she was like,
Funny.
"What did you do?" And I was like,
I parked in the wrong spot.
I was like, in the game of life, sometimes the pawn will be the jack. And she was like, Prithviraj, I don't have time for your game. I was like, what did
That's
you
funny.
do? And then
That's
she was
really
like,
funny.
really? It is such an easy problem to avoid.
Yeah.
Sometimes I.
So the live action Lion King.
Oh, I only thought about that because Dean Klapoff had a picture of 12 Years a Slave, the book.
Wow. He's
Why?
trying really hard not to be racist.
Or maybe
Yeah.
Is he white?
racist.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a big dude.
He's gross.
He like
But
tries.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think that these three hyenas are gonna be really funny.
Yeah, they're the
Mhm.
Migos.
It's not the Migos.
A boy can dream.
Fucking dream. Alf.
These are the three.
Oh yeah. So Eric Andre is Azizi, Florence Kasumba is Shenzi, and Keegan Michael Key is Kamari.
Oh wow.
It's gonna be funny as fuck.
Yeah.
That's actually really nice lineup. I don't know who the lady is, but Eric Andre and Keegan Michael Key are hilarious.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah, they're gonna be-
hilarious.
John Oliver as Zazu is gonna be.
It's gonna be
really
interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Seth Rogen as Pumbaa, like
Yeah.
obviously is like
I don't know who Timon is. Like, what has
funny.
that guy been in?
Timon is the-
He was in Parks and Rec.
I never watched that show.
Billy Eichner. Do you know who he?
No,
Like Billy
I
on the
don't.
Streets. He had that that thing on the Tonight Show.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Is he funny? Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
And his voice is like. perfect
How?
for
So do
it.
you guys know how they're gonna do it? Like, is it gonna be like
I
just
think it's
people
just
walking
voice
around?
acting. No, like do you remember?
No, but it's
Jungle
called
Book?
live action. I said that earlier.
It is
But-
live action.
It-
Oh well,
it's live
will it be like
action.
will it be like Avatar where they wear those like suits with like all the dots on them and then like
Oh.
perhaps,
and then the
I'm not
lions are, like,
sure.
walking.
I really wanted it to be like Jungle Book because Jungle Book was really cool.
Jungle Book looked amazing. Like the CGI was phenomenal.
my question though is like if they do that, like I don't know how any of this works,
yeah.
but like with Avatar, like at least is like with they and also in like Planet of the Apes they did the same thing. There were people
Yeah.
playing those
but
apes.
the
and
issue
whatever.
is those things
But, like,
stood on 2 feet.
Yes,
could you-
yeah, but then I'm saying like how's Beyonce gonna sing if she has to be on all fours?
Oh, true.
I don't
like-
think they're gonna make Beyonce say, "Hey, get on your hands and knees and walk around."
I don't think they're gonna make James Earl Jones do that either.
They're not gonna say, "Hey, Donald Glover and Beyonce,
Oh my
roll down
God.
this hill, roll down this green hill that
Yeah.
we're gonna CGI flowers onto."
I don't know how it's gonna work. It's gonna be interesting.
Yo, is Beyonce gonna sing the "Can You Feel"?
I told you not to sing on the podcast.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
No one. I told you not to sing in the musical, but you fucking did that. So
Well, you know.
you know, sometimes our dreams
My mom
are-
said not to listen to black
Sarabi
people.
is Mufasa's wife, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And that is played by Alfred Woodard.
Hallelujah.
Woodard.
Alfred Winfrey. What?
Alfred
Oprah Winfrey?
Woodard. And then these two kids, JD and McRae. And
Oh, young Simba and young
Shut-
Nala.
how do you-
Right, Joseph is.
They should have gotten young Michael
Yeah,
Jackson.
That's young Simba and young Nala.
That looks like a young Michael.
They should have
Jackson.
gotten young Michael Jackson. Could you imagine him
Mhm.
on? No one's saying do the Disney has
Well, no,
a
he
time-
was busy.
Okay, let's cut this shit. Disney has a time machine. First of all,
Okay, first of all, do you think that they froze Walt Disney's head? And do you
Yes.
think it's sitting under their Pirates of
Yes.
the Caribbean
I
exhibit
wanna-
at Disneyland?
I don't know
I
about the
think
Pirates
that's
of
a
the Caribbean,
possibility.
but I definitely think they have it like cryogenically frozen somewhere.
Hmm.
Or like I don't even know why his head.
I
Like,
just
why
don't
not
know
his
why
whole
they'd
fucking
freeze
body?
his. He's not that much of a genius.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but
he
like,
made really good characters, but like he's not the business mastermind behind
Here's
what
the
Disney
thing,
is now.
I don't think that what's important about him is his intellect. I think what's important about him is that he was in charge of this like Disney cult, and he was their leader. He started it.
I guess.
Like if you were in a cult and this is your leader, and he says freeze me, what are you gonna do? You're gonna freeze him.
Did he say that? Did he say
If he's frozen,
That's
I
what
would assume.
people
I know,
think.
freeze. Like
Cryogenics
assume.
are so expensive.
yeah, but Disney
Yeah,
has
but
if
fucking-
any. Disney,
I know.
like
I'm just.
Mr. Walt
That's not a
Disney
problem
himself.
for him. I was just thinking of like, oh, what if I did that to myself? It's expensive.
Hey,
I
what's the
probably
company called again? Disney? Yeah, what's the guy's name? Walt Disney? Oh.
didn't. All right, you proved.
Jesus
What point did you
Christ.
prove?
That he has the funds for cryogenic freezing
I
over
didn't
a,
disagree with
over
you.
a long period of time. I don't think
I
you
didn't-
disagreed. I'm just saying that the way you put it was very, like, demeaning towards my opinion.
They're so
I
close
wasn't
to
towards
kissing.
your opinion.
Their faces are so close to each other.
All
They're
right,
so
that's
close
enough.
To kissing.
We
That's
kiss.
enough.
We does. That was interesting.
Wow, okay.
Never.
Do you have
again.
cranberries?
that Lion
Yeah,
King movie is coming
It's gonna
out
be
in
amazing.
summer of 2019. Once again, this podcast
Disney
is
sponsor us.
sponsored by Disney.
Okay, that's definitely
Wait, can
not
we get
a
in
thing
trouble
you want
for
to
saying
say.
we're sponsored by
No,
things?
we're not. You're not sponsored by. I think Disney is definitely a dangerous company to like fuck with. They have a huge team of lawyers, and you have this shitty
Oh,
bedroom.
have you heard
so
about the Disney ninjas?
What about Cetaphil?
Okay, so there's videos of people.
they're like
There's videos
they'll
of people
be
who like
happy.
used to work at Disney, and they talk about the Disney ninjas who like they're not actual ninjas, but it's like a team of people who like handle any leaks and shit. And so like there's a leak, they just like show up at people's house. They're like, yeah, we're gonna have to check all your files and shit, and then like run
Isn't
through stuff and
Hamilton with
delete.
Disney?
Is it? I believe it.
Hamilton,
I hope
the musical.
because then they'd really own everything.
They're not. Hamilton is not Disney. Hamilton is a James Seller, I think his name. That's the guy who produced it,
Yeah.
and he's with a bigger production company.
I know that they're like they have like a really tight like copyright.
Yeah.
And like people that like
Oh,
watch
yeah.
out for that stuff.
And like, and also like, so like, I have like the vocal selections book from that show,
Okay.
and it's crazy because like underneath, like when you look at the songs on the first page of all the songs, it puts like the copyright information, and like he sampled so many like sounds from all these rappers. I'm like, how were you able to write a musical with all of those sounds and get permission for like
all those rappers.
for like Biggie, Tupac,
yeah.
like Nas,
Yeah.
like these huge rappers, like and like there's so many,
Yeah.
so many samples. from these people.
Doesn't this man work pretty closely with like Atlantic Records too?
Yeah,
That's
I think
very
he
true.
does.
That is very true.
That's probably how he had like an in. So.
Yeah. And
But just know if anyone else did what he did, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
like, which is insane. That
that's true.
show's
That's
a legal shit show.
That's true. That's a god.
Yeah, Lion King's gonna be amazing.
Yes.
I'm excited.
So Ethan, tell us about your life. What are you up to? Where are you? Right
Where are you
now?
going to college? What's going on?
I'm at Indiana University. I'm
Mm.
studying musical theater, with a minor in playwriting. My
Okay.
minor could change, but
Yeah.
as of now, that's what it is.
If it were to change, what would it be?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Like maybe directing, maybe
Would you
something
double
with.
minor?
Would I double minor? I've been thinking about that. I've also been thinking about like something like arts management,
Mhm.
something that also like
Would compliment.
yeah,
But-
exactly.
But so your like main thing is that you know for sure you want to go into the arts and you want to go into theater.
Yeah, like well, yeah, and I don't like think I'm only gonna be doing theater
Yeah, yeah.
forever. I just like that's my favorite medium of performing right now, so that's kind of what I'm focusing
Yeah.
on right now. So that's like a lot of fun. Yeah, I've just been working on.
Yeah, like what have you been up to?
I was in a play. I was in Three Sisters by Anton Chekhov, and we
Okay.
closed. And I just started Julius Caesar,
Mm.
which will be a ride.
How
Yeah.
many productions do you guys do a year?
That's crazy. We have we have 8 productions, 2 of which are are like dance shows.
Yeah.
It's all choreography. But then like outside of that, there's like a plethora of like independent projects going on. Like people
Okay.
write things and put them up in like
Oh.
our black box
Okay,
studio
gotcha.
space.
That's really cool.
So it's like,
yeah.
which is like that's the reason like I love Indiana is like I can.
I was about to say Indiana's like a really good theater school.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
is, and like it's interesting because like they haven't always been that, and like
Mhm.
they've just been getting better and better, and like the music director and the associate choreographer of The Great Comet came in and they workshopped a show
Oh, wow.
that he wrote with like and like they did it in 2 weeks, and it was like one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So it's like. And it doesn't just end with him. There's like also theater outside of Indiana, and they highly encourage that we do like my friends were just in a production of Spring Awakening, and I think I don't remember the company they did it with, but it
Yeah.
wasn't Indiana, and so like there's just like a plethora of opportunities at Indiana that I'm just so thankful to have.
Mhm.
So like if you're not casted in something, it's not the end of the world because there's like 100
Yeah.
other things to do.
Right.
By the way, your shirt kind of looks like a mattress. No, not your shirt, your sweater.
My sweater.
Yeah.
It's
got
Banana
like this,
Republic.
Like, yeah, it's got like this diamond kind of like. It like also kind of looks like a tampon.
I was gonna answer this for like the panties and bra panties sexiest question, but I feel like it was too personal, so I didn't go with it.
Yeah, that's
fair. But I hope you like it. It's really warm.
Yeah. You got a little makeup on it, so someone you hugged.
That's
probably.
I think it's Maya Williams.
Okay.
Because I saw her and I just embraced.
Yeah.
She's a G.
She is a G.
The show was so good, by the way. I'm just gonna plug their show.
Oh,
Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, they have one more show tomorrow. So by the time this is out,
when this airs, it's
gonna be done.
And get it out Saturday morning.
Yeah, we'll try and get this out as soon as we can.
Well, if it's out by Saturday morning, then go see it at Mattia at 7 p.m. It was so cool. Like, Mattia's theater is just amazing, and they keep building upon itself, and
But also be careful because we're actually getting really close to selling out, which is cool.
Yeah.
We probably, I don't think we will, but I think we're gonna get pretty close to it.
Yeah, I think it'll be somewhere close to selling.
Somewhere close to it, which is really cool.
That
especially for 2 days in a row to be very close to like.
Yeah. They started the show 20 minutes late today because there were people coming. Like there was the line was insane. It was out the door.
That's awesome.
But yeah, people are like there were people from like Lake Park that came and saw the show. I don't know if you guys.
Go ahead.
I don't know if I can say this or not, but like Mr. Ramsey told me like people from Broadway in Chicago came today.
Yeah.
Okay, they did. Okay, I didn't know if like that was a secret.
No,
like I don't know. During Adams, he didn't tell us, and during Aida, he didn't tell us.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like.
No, he told us that they were coming. He didn't tell us which days.
He said they're coming 2 days, but he didn't say which days.
Well, today was one of them, so.
Cool.
50% chance it's tomorrow. As well. So yeah, it's
he probably if Mr. B was gonna schedule, he would have scheduled it for today and tomorrow because he like assumes like Thursday isn't gonna be like.
Yeah.
But Thursday was actually really. He said it was like one of the like best Thursday shows they've ever had because it ran rather smoothly. There's some things, but like for the most part.
No, of course, and I think the great thing about doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday is that Thursday you can figure out what isn't working and what didn't work with the audience, like stuff that you messed up on, so that Friday you're still on your toes and you're getting energy from the audience. So then and then Saturday it's like, oh, I have to give it all I got. It's the last show, and then like you do that. So
I'm gonna be honest. I had trouble like coming in today. Like I love this show, but I was just so tired.
The thing that I was feeling the same way. I was feeling like a piece of poop, but then like once I actually started feeling good once I got there. Once we like got into the circle.
Once we got into the circle, because we do like a spirit circle thing before. There was like no place I'd rather be.
After those circles, I honestly feel like I can do like 1 billion push-ups.
Yeah, it's fair.
Right, it's crazy. Yeah. Like you're hyped. So hyped. So like, what does it feel like when you guys like I think there's something really unique about when you're like doing a show and like you're getting ready and you put on your costume. Isn't that like that kind of change it? Like everything just changes.
I'm sure for Prithvi it is, but for me it's just like it's a pants and a t-shirt. So like
that's true.
Yeah. But like last year during Aida and like my slave costume, I was definitely like.
Right. It was because like you have to go to that really weird place of being a slave, which is so.
When I wear like my businessman costume, right? I definitely feel a little bit different. I feel like I go to that like more tired and like like Skid Row kind of place. But then when I wear all of my other costumes, and I actually start to feel like a completely different person, just because there's so much that goes into all of them.
I think the only time I've ever like actually like forgotten that I was acting, like just lost myself in the character, was like once during Meek Shall Inherit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just because that's just like a very, if you haven't seen the show, sorry, but it's just like a very like central plot point to the character of like Seymour. And so that was like one time I like actually forgot I was like Michael acting.
I low-key start to like black out a little bit, like when I'm like going ham, like for those like 3 different verses, I start to like
that's like definitely the hardest part is like staying on because like at this show, like I think like takes a lot of endurance, like I think for everyone, like not to like shit on everyone's, but like especially for like the person who's like playing like Seymour.
Yeah.
So like
but I'm dead tired when it's over.
I just think it's like it's hard, but like I feel like if you just something like I've learned studying theater at a school. I'm not trying to give you advice. I'm just saying this is like my takeaway because I struggled with the exact same thing. It's if you just are like actively listening to the other person, then you're always going to be interested, even though you've heard the words like 100 times. Like it's just listening and like the listening and responding. It's like simple,
especially when you have like amazing people who are like trying to like change things up and do their performance differently to like elevate the show even more each night. Then each night it's almost like a different conversation, even though it's the exact same words.
Exactly. It's pretty crazy.
That's true.
It's really interesting, like the change. Like you guys, like I'm guessing throughout Tech Week and like from show to show, even have like changed little things about maybe how you're saying a line or how you do a thing.
And it's weird when we're like, when specifically like Prithvi and I are on stage together. Yeah. Because like, dude, that's Prithvi, but also like, I don't know this guy. Who's that?
It's so okay. Wait. Speaking of like that moment, how like hard are those quick changes? Like, I mean, I'm sure that you just got them in your body, but like
no, low key, I only got the chance to start rehearsing them last week. Mm-hmm. So it's just like there was one day where I did those changes like 8 times. And I have 2 people back there helping me. Shout out Flash, shout out Truman, you guys are dope. But yeah, they're out there helping me, like backstage. And so like I close the door behind me. I make a sharp turn, take off all of my clothes, and they're like helping me, and it's hectic. And the change from the first person to the second person, I don't want to like say too much, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To say into the woman.
Yeah. From the guy into the woman, that takes the most amount of time.
Yeah.
Because there's so much that goes into changing.
That's why Ari and Maya just like repeat lines.
Yeah.
They're like, your own TV show, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta think about this though.
No, totally. No, yeah, I feel that, and like that definitely didn't feel like a lull because like I think Ariana was really good about like. About keeping it like honest and keeping things like she and just like trying to convince you to sign this contract.
Yeah, it was but like I don't want like I can't keep them out there for too long because they're gonna just keep saying the same thing. So I'm like trying to get all my shit on and then I signaled to Nicole. I'm like, hey, okay, you can go out now. And then I like finish like doing stuff and I come out. Black out. And then I come back, like, all right, gotta do this again.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you got a little risque today, but it's whatever.
Yeah. You got a little risque. That is definitely true.
Yeah. So let's
just amazing work. Just
Thank you.
Closing whatever.
Let's go to this last question.
Yeah.
Oh wait, and I actually also wanted to ask how like so like this just like I think me as a fan of this podcast, I'm sure other fans. So like how did you like get this thing started? Like how long was like the preparation for this and the structure, like everything about this podcast?
Since we're having like good conversation, let's just scratch the last question, do it next week, and just talk for the rest of the podcast. So sorry, what was the question?
It was like pretty much how the podcast got started. So
so one time I just showed up at his house with like a mic and said, "Let's."
Definitely not.
Okay. Oh my God.
I showed up at his house.
Okay, right.
No, so it was a little bit like towards the end of last school year over the summer.
Yeah, it was over the summer.
And I'd been thinking about doing a podcast for a while because I had just like a couple months prior I started like getting into podcasts and listening. And so then I was like because I didn't want to do it alone because I feel like podcasts where people are just talking to themselves the whole time get kind of boring and they don't have anything to build off of.
Yeah,
and
like gaming channels.
I was looking for a partner and like the thing is Michael and I hadn't. Like, the last time Michael and I were actually good friends was freshman year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, we were meeting a couple of times over the summer for Apollo, and, like, we were kind of, like, right back where we left off.
There was just like, a little, like, just bouncing stuff back and forth off each other. It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like, I just remember this is something that you guys, like, talked, like, that, like, you guys talked about, like, for, like, a while,
and so, like, I approached him, I was just like, hey, I'm actually thinking of, like, starting a podcast. What do you think about starting a podcast? And he's like, yeah, I'm done.
Like instantly, I was like,
and I was like, and like I had the idea of an advice podcast for a while. Like I thought that was what I wanted to do, but like obviously I wasn't set in stone on it because I wanted a partner, and so then I was like, yeah, like what do you think about an advice podcast? He was like, yeah, sure, I'm down. And
like then we went to Starbucks one day. Sat there for 2 hours and just like talked it all out about what the different segments would be, how we would work it out, how we would get the setup going, how recording would work, how we would release it, where we would release it, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So we like worked out all like the details of it, which was really weird.
And like I don't really know that much about like the technology aspect of it, so I was like kind of relying on Michael for that part. Yeah, he is really good about it.
Yeah, you know me, got that Audacity grind.
Yeah,
so.
You know.
Oh my God.
Oh man, but yeah, so that's kind of how it started.
It crashes every other week.
Hey, it never crashes. Okay, it crashed one time.
Yeah, it crashed.
But it just goes on like the sleep mode. Yeah.
Sleep mode.
Speaking of sleep mode, it is 2:42 a.m. Hey, really quick, what do you guys? we've talked about this on the podcast before, but I want to get Ethan's perspective on Rick and Morty.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, yike. Do you want to go first or
No, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I mean, if you. All right. So like, I think it's I cannot watch the show and take it seriously. I think the fan base is really, really gross.
Yeah.
I think I would like it more if the fan base wasn't as insane.
Yeah.
And like, I thought all the stuff about like understanding theoretical physics and
Right.
how the show is super intellectual and whatever. I thought that was a joke, and I thought that was like a universal joke that everyone understood.
Yeah.
Until I was actually enlightened today in the middle of a Buffalo Wild Wings how that is not the case, and people genuinely think this is at the forefront of comedy and what comedy is, and don't get me wrong, I think it's like a well done show.
Yeah.
There's definitely like time and effort.
Right, exactly. Like it's not just like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But
Like props to the creator, like what's his name, like
yeah,
Rick Moreland or something like that.
It is a unique idea.
Daniela Brigoli.
No.
Catch Me Outside Girl.
No.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, it's like Rick Moreland or something. Is his real name Rick?
No,
Hold on.
It's not Rick.
Are you sure about that?
There's Dan. It's Dan something, dude.
Okay.
Either way. And like I also feel like that show is created for people to watch when they're high.
Okay.
I feel like that show also is very like not that I would know, but the people that but
Justin Roiland
and Dan Harmon.
Dan Harmon. Okay, Dan Harmon, Justin
Roiland. Yeah.
But yeah, it's
not
just
that
like,
you would know.
Not that I would know, but people like oftentimes say like, "Oh yeah, I watch the show and I'm high and it's like fantastic," but then when I'm not high, I like cannot I can't watch it. Like it's, and I'm like, "Well, that's interesting." So
yeah.
Those are my 2 cents.
I think the show it's fine. It's not like
I wouldn't like.
It's not everything people say it is.
I literally sat down and watched every episode to prove that it wasn't a good TV show, and like I'll admit, like it has its moments where it's like that's creative writing, but also it's not like this like end all be all of like comedy
and
for our generation.
Yeah, exactly, and like the ideas that they explore, like the whole portal gun thing and like alternate realities and universes.
But when you say like Rick's nihilism is really a metaphor, when you're speaking allegorically about like, it's like, in his catchphrase wubba lubba dub dub, which is a subtle reference to like some Russian like the creator said what's a funny word.
Wubba lubba
dub dub.
Right? Yeah, that's the word that I said that.
And then some greasy ass 12-year-old with chips on his fucking belly.
Say it.
And then like went on the computer and found like, oh, it's actually like a Russian SARS.
Oh my
catchphrase.
God! It's just like I just agree. Like it's definitely like a show like when there's not like a ton on, but you're like in the mood to like laugh and kind of not think really.
Yeah.
Great show to go to. But like
when I sat down and watched all the episodes, it was just to like do my homework and it would be like on in the background.
Yeah, and so like I don't think the show is terrible. I think like there's effort and time, like you said, effort put into it. Whatever. That's awesome.
For sure.
Like I'm not gonna lie, there was a portion of time where I was like, yeah, this show's decent.
Yeah.
But that's because I was like, I'd watched 4 episodes.
You were an intellect.
I was at the peak of my intelligence.
Your IQ was peaking. Yeah.
It was a Friday night. I watched 4 episodes and then I took the SAT the next morning. Got a perfect score. So I don't know. Correlation maybe.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, it was like really late in the night and I watched 4 episodes in a row. I was like, wow, this shit's fucking amazing.
But you also have to think people are gonna put meaning into everything, even when it doesn't have inherent meaning.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's like a good thing, like when you're trying to find the meaning in like a book for English.
Right.
Like people say like authors do everything on purpose, and I think that's kind of true, but I think like sometimes they're not thinking
as an author,
like,
as a writer yourself.
Oh yeah. My God.
Yeah.
I half the time didn't think. I was like, this is funny and it works, or like it just moves the plot.
I'm actually curious about that because there were like people talking about like, oh, to like get it on Netflix and stuff like that. What was all that?
Okay, well that wasn't okay. So like So I wrote the show 50/50 and I was and we put it up again with added content this past summer and this was like a pipe dream that I never thought was gonna come true.
Yeah.
But like I was like, what if we like recorded this and like sold it to like producers and then redid it with their money and better cameras and better equipment and better whatever and got it put on Netflix.
Yeah.
That is a dream.
Okay.
Won't happen.
Okay, it's a dream.
But yeah, that's
You
just
can dream. It can happen.
you can dream,
You can
right?
dream.
Yeah. But yeah, that was it was fun. So yeah, that recording is coming out. It should be coming out before Thanksgiving, and I'm not.
What do you mean by like recording?
We filmed it. We filmed the show over the summer, and we're going to put it on to. I'm not sure if we're gonna put it on YouTube yet, just in case of like or whatever. But monetization. If I put it on YouTube, I'm not gonna monetize it at all. But like, I mean, like if I ever wanted to show it to someone to make something more of it or whatever it is. And again, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think you can only talk about being a privileged half black, half white kid for so long until it gets really uninteresting. But yeah, that's where we're at with that, and
Yeah, but I think when you're talking about, like, metaphorically, I'm sure you've heard about this before, just because 50-50 is, like, a big deal at Mattia, and I'm sure just, like, around. So I'm sure... Okay, first of all, I didn't like the way you, like...
What?
Whatever.
No, I'm sorry.
So
I wasn't trying to... I was just like, thank you for calling it a big deal at this, but I never considered it that. It was just a project that I did that, like...
Yeah, but it was very well done, is what I'm saying. So, like, I feel
Thank you, I appreciate
like, going
that.
back to that, like, metaphor thing about how people, like, see meaning in things, I think that there were a lot of people who, like, took meaning out of it that maybe didn't, like, initially intend, and I think that that's why when you have works that just kind of, like, hit that, like, stroke with, like, a generation or something like that,
Right.
I think that's when you start talking about 50-50, I see it not so much about, like, half black, half white, it's just that, like, divide. In
Right,
that, like, in the middle.
Yeah.
And if you can take anything away from it, then like I'm glad if it's positive and like helps you or whatever, and like I think that's like the beauty of like art and whatever is versatile and everyone can get something different from it.
Right.
So like that. So I'm glad and yeah, like I wrote that about a very specific thing, but like I think it can apply to everyone in that like we
there's you used that part of your life to convey a bigger meaning, which is conveyed by the end of the production, and it's something that like everyone walks away with like holding in their mind.
And that was like a very specific choice. Like it didn't originally end like that. It originally ended with like with just more talking about race and stuff, but then like I sat down with the director of the show, Raina Hickey, and we were talking. She was like, "Well, we need to make this more accessible for people who don't have like the experience that I had or whatever." Yeah. So then we end this show with you aren't alone, which is a very, very broad thing, which then can apply to a lot of people, but then you get more meaning out of then the story of Kevin, who's the main character. So no, yeah, it was super fun, and like I also worked with like some of like the most talented people like ever, like so like Raina Hickey directed it, Megan King stage managed, amazing woman, Maya Williams, she played Vanessa, Zanaya Walker, she played Michelle, Steven Giunta, he orchestrated the music that I wrote, and then and also played a character named Steven. I did not put much work into that naming of, if you can. Yeah. Truman Mitchell, he played Vanessa's dad. Annie Sweeten. I remembered it before you said it, just so just for the record. Annie Sweeten, Vanessa's mom, and I hit everyone right.
Yeah.
And then Ethan St. Germain is Kevin Malone.
So you're telling me that you wrote a musical.
And
put yourself into... No, I'm just kidding.
I cannot.
It's just a funny joke, because he, like, really did not want to play that part.
One of the jokes of the show is when, like, when Kevin walks downstage and he's talking more, and then Vanessa walks up and she's like, stop, what is this? Me, get over yourself. And then my character's like, talks to the audience, he's like, it's not what this is. And that was literally out of my own insecurity about people being like, wow, you wrote a show about yourself or all this stuff.
Yeah. You have to, like, get ahead of it. You pulled, like, an 8 Mile M&M.
I just want people to know, like, I get it. This is arrogant, but can we just trust each other for a second?
Yeah.
Do this thing.
All right. Well,
I think that's our time.
So, just to wrap it up, talk about social media one more time. Our Twitter, you can get us. It's at podcasthmo.
Yeah.
And on that Twitter, you're gonna find 2 links. One is an email that is podcasthearmeout@gmail.com, and then the other is a TinyURL link, which is tinyurl.com/podcasthmo. You can submit your questions there, like we said earlier, completely anonymous, as you've heard in the episode. We try to release these every Saturday. Sometimes we've only done it twice so far, though.
Yeah.
Take off a week. It's only usually when we have a lack of questions or something crazy is just going on in our lives.
Keep submitting questions.
We need them.
Your questions are what fuel the episodes.
Right. If you're interested in sponsorship, hit us up.
Setaful. We
out here.
Oh
But other than that, I think that's our time. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for coming, Ethan.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you guys for having me.
Recording with us at 3 a.m.
I love your podcast. Thank you for having me. And best of luck.
Thank you. All right. That's it. Bye, guys.
All right, good night.
Bye.